Good evening.
A lot of ghosts and greens tonight.
I cannot get my camera working.
That's okay. Joey, why don't you say hi?
Hello, everybody. I am Joey. I am playing Connor Leone. Or no, I'm playing Theodore Oswald.
And Terry?
Hello, everybody. I'm Terry. I play as James, the medic, the history man, and protagonist.
And Bry?
I'm playing Bernadette Brandt, who doesn't understand how she got dragged into this with the two young'uns. I'm 5 years older than them. I don't know why I call them young'uns.
Those 5 years really matter. And
Yes.
I'm playing... I don't know who I'm playing. Am I playing...
I'm not sure either.
Hmm...
Who do we have left?
We have Jean.
Could always
We
be
have-
Bruno.
You want to be the big guy?
No, we have Jean. I thought you had a.
Thought he was watching over Connor.
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
he can,
well, that's
he
fine.
could have been in this post for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, we've you hired Nils Nelson too. If you want to play him.
Yeah, I'll play him.
You want to play the drunk man?
I mean, it's so strange that you want to play the drunk person.
Would he actually be a part of this?
Dude, with enough booze, he's gonna be a part of anything.
Would he be part of the blood heist?
Would he?
If
Because
one of
there's
you
some
wouldn't be
fact that-
playing him, I would make one of you make an argument for it, but he would not be incredibly hard to convince. He might think it's fun. Okay, I don't know how well you can control NPCs, but I gave you control of Nils Nelson.
Hmm.
Including his skill act before thinking.
Oh my
What
god,
kind
this
of-
character was made for him.
Let's see, Oh, okay, I'm happy. He has the one skill I asked him for, even though it's not that high.
Yeah, he oversold his ability a little bit.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. So you've done just about everything that you wanted to do in Nairobi. If you want to go on that safari before heading off into the bush, you can still do that, or we can move on to the blood heist. Bless you.
Bless you.
How are we feeling? Good lord. Lord Joey.
Sorry, I should be muted for that, but I'm feeling good. Despite the noises I just made.
We're good for the heist.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say we're good for the heist.
Alright, what plan did you come up with?
Okay, so what I was originally planning. I was gonna tell you what I ordered. I'm working on it. You don't want sour cream? Well, they give it the sour cream in tubes, so you can just throw it to the side. They don't mix it. I am 100% sure I saw tubes in the picture of the website. I'll add it to the do not order thing anyways. Okay. Yes. So my palm rolls. We wait until it's a little bit darker, and we'll go into air quotes, visit Connor. And
Connor's not
while
at this
we're
one.
there, I thought we moved him to this one.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought we
I
moved
thought
him
we
to the
had.
guy. We
Okay.
apologize to the smaller doctor for moving him because it seems to be weird, and you were like, no, this guy suggested it in the first place.
Fair enough. Here is Connor in one of the beds. Does everybody have control of the character they're supposed to be playing?
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Alright, so you're going in late in the evening?
Yeah. Late in the evening. Thought it and assumed that we already got some of the outfits from our previous visits, like we swiped them.
You're just stealing. Okay, what outfits are you trying to steal?
Uh,
Are you all dressing as
I would
nurses?
believe probably at least a doctor's outfit.
I remember asking which one of you had the
Yes.
nicest legs.
So forward, Andrew.
So I feel like somebody was going to dress as a nurse.
I'm down for that.
Just say, I think Theodore would be the one that would do that.
I'm gonna look at the both of you, and I'm going to take the nurse's outfit.
Aww.
Is this all really necessary? Do we have to fight about who's who? I mean, I'm me. And I could really use a drink.
Do you promise to stay quiet?
I promise to have fun. And if staying quiet is part of that fun, I will.
I was gonna offer you my flask, then I remembered I don't have that anymore. Damn.
Pity. Got my hopes up.
Got my hopes up.
So Birdie's dressed as a nurse.
Yep. Probably one of the meanest nurses anybody's ever seen.
Now, I don't believe you have any... No, you do have some first aid, okay. So, you won't necessarily be caught the moment you step foot on the floor.
Yeah.
Are you going in ahead of time? Trying to work a shift, or are you going to show up?
Oh, I'm gonna show up. I am not gonna try to work a shift in this hospital. Are you kidding me?
Okay. Alright, when you enter, the secretary will... Not the secretary, the receptionist at the front desk will look up and say, "Hi, new hire?"
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know where you're going tonight? Have you had your orientation?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know there was an orientation. They told me to show up here. They sent me over from, what's that little... The little hospital they got set up
Oh,
nearby.
you're,
That...
She knows his name. Let's see. Dr. Horace Starrett.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. That's... He's a nice fellow, but it's kind of a charity school, or hospital and school over there. Have you had much training?
I've had a bit. I can work basic first aid. I know how to patch somebody up. And keep them alive, at least.
Alright, I think we'll probably have you shadowing one of our regular nurses tonight.
Alright.
She'll talk into an intercom that she has at her desk, and a few minutes later, a not elderly, but like late 50s, early 60s lady will come out. And she is not the friendliest sort. She'll say, yeah, come with me. We'll see what use we can put you to.
Alright, thank you very much. By the way, Andrew, you sound a little bit muffled. I don't know if it's just my headset or what's going on, but...
It is probably that I'm not next to my microphone. Unless it's decided to use my other microphone again.
I think it may have decided to use your other microphone.
It might have. How's that?
Much better. There we go.
So I was using the camera again. Alright. Thanks for the heads up.
Love tech issues.
She says, alright, my name is Nurse Ratchet. Come, follow me.
Yes, ma'am.
She will take you... Now, you said you weren't trying to work a shift, so are you going to try to get out of this somehow, or...
Yes. I absolutely am. I'm gonna wait for the right moment. But basically, I'm gonna wait for a moment where there's, like, blood involved and just get real pale, real green looking. And just say, may I step away to the restroom, please?
Alright. Do you have acting, or do you want to go with fast talk on this one?
I'm not good at either one of those, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not great at either one of those.
You were a great choice to be the inside man on this job.
I really was.
Okay,
Could I play it off as, because we haven't really acknowledged it, but Birdie is also very much an alcoholic, and she has also not had a drink in a hot minute. Can I play it off as that?
Do you want to actually go into delirium tremens or something? What are we asking here?
I'm asking if I can play up the symptoms of alcohol withdrawal.
Alright, you can have a bonus die for that.
Okay. Oh, this is not going to go well at all. Make an offering of cheese.
Alright.
I am perfectly willing to spend 13 luck for that one, just to barely pass.
Alright.
I have more than enough.
She looks at you with complete disdain, and she tells you to go clean up in the restroom.
Thank you. And I'm gonna rush off.
What
And
what
not go
were
to
the
the
rest
restroom.
of you doing in this plan?
I was assuming that one of us was dressing up as a doctor.
So
Either that was going to be me or that was going to be Theodore.
My thinking is that all of the nurses here are going to be known, but there's still going to be, a considerable number of them, so you've got a chance to say I'm a new one. They would know about a new doctor coming in. So what's the plan for that? This isn't a you can't do it. This is a give me a clever idea.
That it was supposed to arrive on train to here, but I did hear that there was a fire on the train. So maybe my letter ended up burning on the train, saying that I was supposed to arrive here in a couple of days.
Okay, I can buy that. Why don't you... That's going to be a fast talk for sure. Who's doing... Like, who is actually dressed as the doctor and going to sell this story?
Say again?
Who is dressing up as a doctor and claiming that the advance notice of your arrival was burned up on the train?
Come on.
I can take that if you want.
All right.
You get it, fast talk?
Oh yeah.
Then yeah, that can be you, and we could just say that I'm supposed to be your assistant.
All right.
Assistant that will one day also become a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know what that was called at this time. But I'm sure it was still a thing.
Intern.
Pretty much.
So, Theodore, you can roll fast talk for me. Yeah, in fact, they're convinced it's their fault that that the letter was burned up on the train. They should have known about it. So, yeah, they'll tell you, I'm so sorry. Let me get the director over here to greet you anyway. A few moments later, the administrator is going to step out of his office, and he is also going to apologetically shake Theodore's hand. James, he'll be a little confused until he figures out why you're there. He'll shake your hand too. He'll take the two of you into his office. And Nels, we've got 2 groups have already infiltrated the hospital. What's Nels' plan?
I'm just gonna go inside the hospital.
You gonna hang out at your desk and shoot the breeze with the police officer or something?
There's a police officer here?
Yeah. The state hospital. He's probably less a police officer and more like one of the soldiers stationed in the area.
Okay, yeah. I'll talk to him about the old war and how great it was and terrible at the same time, and I'm just gonna bore him out of his mind until he wants to leave.
I mean, to be honest, you probably know him. You hang out at the officers' club and drink all the time.
Well, I'm still gonna talk about the old days.
So you're gonna.
So
are you playing up being drunk, or are you just kind of trying to bore him?
Playing up? Are you saying I'm not?
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just. My goal is for him to go away.
Okay.
I'm just being annoying all around.
All right. I think either persuade or fast talk would do for that.
Does he have persuade?
I do not see it now that I'm looking.
Well, we're rolling fast talk then.
Yeah. Rolls just work out for Travis, so. Yeah, you can eventually, after you talk to him for a few minutes, he suddenly remembers that he really needs to do his rounds right now. So he will wander back into the room with the patients and start just kind of walking back and forth, making sure that you don't come in there.
I'm gonna just sit there and time it.
All right. Birdie.
This is just like the time I spent with the Germans. Annoy them, and then eventually I'll slip out. Or slip in this time.
Birdie, you take off in the direction of the restroom and then do not enter it, correct?
Correct. I will glance back to make sure I'm not being watched.
Oh no, you
by
chose
that
a
one
moment
lady.
when you said there is blood flying everywhere. She is not paying any attention to you when you walk away. You don't exist in her mind.
Okay. Awesome.
You do see the soldier from the front desk come into the back and start wandering around a bit. He doesn't look like he really belongs back here.
I'm going to ignore that for now. Were we going to have me running around for, like, to help figure out where everything is, or what were we gonna do?
You know already from looking at the schematics before that the blood's going to be stored in this room to the bottom right there.
Okay. Okay.
That is the only room that has some refrigeration equipment in it.
Okay. I'm going to come rushing out of the back and over towards that room, or actually over to the receptionist. Excuse me. She said that I need to get some whole blood. There's a patient who's losing a little bit much back there.
Yeah, go in. He points down the hall to the doors and says, "The ladies in there can help you out."
Thank you. And I'll rush over.
All right. Nails, do you do anything, or are you just kind of standing there annoying the receptionist now?
I'm gonna try to slip through when he's like in the bag.
Slip through the what?
Slip to. My goal is to just try to get into the back area. Try not to get noticed. I see where the doors are, and I notice that he comes out of one door, then into the other. So I'll wait till he he decides to check on me, and then try to make my great entrance.
Into what, though? Where are you trying to go?
Into not reception. I'm trying to get out of reception into the main building. That's what I'm trying to do.
You want to get back where the beds are?
Yeah.
Okay. And in the office, the administrator is going to be asking what your specialty is, Dr. Theodore.
I would have made sure that me and Theodore would have talked about this beforehand.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Is there anything you want to be specialized in that I could explain to you and make sure that you have at least a better knowledge of?
Joey?
You're muted.
You're
Sorry, I was in space for a second. Repeat that.
So the administrator is asking what your specialty is. And you and James would have had a conversation about that beforehand, so we're just wondering what you want to claim to know.
Blood. Joey?
I would probably say something like virology, because what's the term for it for just emergency care?
Okay. Yeah, probably something like triage here.
Yeah, triage.
Okay. Yeah, he'll say, well, we always need more people for trauma and triage. So if you showed up late in the evening, I assume you were expecting to start to work tonight. If you want to head into the hospital right now, I'm sure they could use your help.
Okay.
They don't really have background checks or anything.
Oh yeah. Like, you could just say that you were a doctor in a new town and people would pretty much believe you.
That is pretty much how it worked, yes.
It was the best of times.
If you were a fraudulent doctor, yes.
It was the best of times. It was the best of times.
Alright, so the two of you are going to head into the back. Bruni has already decided that there's a medical emergency going on right now. There's a man losing a lot of blood, so the two of you are going to rush over.
Would we know that?
What's that?
Said, would we know that?
Well, when you head back there, you can see that they are putting a tourniquet on a man. Bruni, you created this situation. What is wrong with this guy?
Oh.
I'm gonna say we're in the. I cannot think of the words. Brain is not working great right now. Where we're at, it is more than likely that this guy probably got gored by. You know what? I'm gonna say a warthog got him. Because
Okay.
have you ever seen warthogs?
Yeah.
When I was a young warthog.
Those tusks are not straight. They
Mm-hmm.
like they spiral in you. That's awful.
That or he got bit by a zebra.
Oh.
I don't think he'd be in this much trouble at that point, so I'm going to go with the warthog.
I would be out for a month.
Bro. Zebras kick hard enough to kill things, okay?
Yes, but I'm pretty
They
sure you
can
said
bite
bit,
bad.
so...
Zebras will also kill anything remotely dog-shaped very easily. You get bit by something like that. Woo!
Yeah. If I remember correctly, they can. I'm gonna summon the random medical knowledge that I have about zebras, because I actually have some.
Does this have to be a zebra trauma? Is that where we're going here?
Yes. No, but
We
it would be
go with
funny.
either or.
Theodore, you and James rush over to where the zebra triage is happening, and you see this man has been... like, his skin is just torn off of his body by this vicious beast.
All right.
You also, out of the corner of your eye, see Nels Nelson sneak into the room with you. What are you gonna do? You're rushing over to where the nurses are dealing with this.
I'll ask how bad it is and what needs to be done. Like, what's the situation?
Well, the thing is, that is up to you to determine. That's what triage is. So they're trying to deal with the immediate bleeding, but you're here to take control of the situation now.
All right.
Is Theodore going to be like, oh, this is a good one for my student to work on?
Oh yeah.
Then yes, I will. I'll step forward, have some gloves on.
I'll be like standing behind him and occasionally whispering advice to him. Air quotes.
I don't recall. Do they even wash their hands at this point? When was that invented?
Yes.
Okay.
I
It
feel
was like
they-
the 1800s that somebody was basically killed because they suggested that, but I think we grew from then.
Okay, then let's have you... I think first aid is going to be the appropriate one here. And we'll see
Alright.
if you can save this man's life.
Yeah, 1859-ish
That
was
a
when
while back.
doctors realized. Yeah, was when doctors realized that washing your hands helps.
And also, I was gonna go with the simple fact of, gee, I don't feel like catching anything this guy might have.
You might have caught something real bad from that zebra. So you get in there, you roll your sleeves up to your elbows, you get deep in the blood, but you're careful not to get it in your eyes or any open wounds. And you manage to patch him up and stem the bleeding.
Alright.
Birdie, that can be about the time
Yes.
that you step into the room with the other nurses.
Okay. Yes. I've been told that I need some blood for a patient. He's losing a bit much of his own at the moment.
Oh, then what type do you need?
Innocent variety.
I'm trying to decide whether Birdie knows about blood types.
Do you have any medical knowledge? You have first aid, yeah. So I would say you have first aid 40. I would say yeah, you know something about blood types.
Okay. Yeah, first aid 40. That's actually better than I thought. He needs be positive.
That's good advice for everybody. You should get some out of the freezer for you.
Thank you.
She will hand. I don't know what blood bags look at this point in time, but she'll hand you a couple of them, just in case.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Wonderful.
Did you need anything else?
No, thank you. Thank you very much. And I will take those and rush right back on out.
Mm-hmm. Where are you headed? Because you weren't actually asked to get any blood.
Nope. Not at all. Gonna be terrible, but I'm gonna shove one of the blood bags into my shirt
Mhm.
as I'm running down the hall, hold the other one so that I have some plausible stuff going on for the receptionist. I run all the way back down this way.
3 groups, 3 blood bags.
And on into the back.
All right. Our doctor sees the blood bag coming.
I'd say yeah. And say,
Hurry.
good. Someone actually got some blood bags.
Yeah, you gonna praise
Oh,
the
good.
new
Someone
nurse?
got some blood.
All right. Are we leaving the nurses to hook it up to the guy?
Yeah. I think we can leave with the nurses to do that.
All right. Bruni, could you make a luck roll, please?
To see if it's the right kind.
Yes.
Because if it's the wrong kind of blood, it probably won't have an immediate effect. But
Right. We're just finding out whether you killed a man or not. That's all.
Yay!
Okay. Yeah. So
oh,
he's not gonna have a good time.
you know what? You know what? I've got enough luck. I'd like to avoid killing a man. Oh, I can't spend luck on a luck check, can
Exactly.
No.
I? Damn. Okay.
It would be a moving target even if you tried.
Yep. Why?
Okay. So are we scampering?
Yes, we are
Scamper!
Everybody's
So
Hold on, how much blood do you at least have?
I have one bag. And is currently freezing my tits off.
How big are those bags?
it will be big
I
enough
think
to perform the ritual.
they're usually a pint.
Yeah, it's a pint.
Okay, then yeah. I'd say we'd probably end up leaving then.
Okay. Nails.
Yeah.
Are you continuing to harass the soldier or?
Seeing that they're leaving, I guess I can leave too.
All right. That's fair enough. Now I'm going to give you all something to consider for the remainder of the adventure. You don't know whether this is innocent blood. I think the likelihood is that it is, but when the time comes to do the ritual, I will have you make a group luck check.
Gotcha.
Okay.
We got this. Blood heights.
Blood high.
You did a blood heist.
Yeah.
It was indeed a blood heist. I
And-
have a little bit of blood on me. Saving a man, possibly maybe ended up killing the man.
You saved him, I killed him.
If anything comes of this, at most they're going to assume that some strange people decided to assassinate that man. They don't have any reason to think that you broke in to steal blood, so...
Perfect cover.
Oh yeah, definitely not worse in any way. Why did your fish hook so long?
So, on this map, the mountain you're trying to get to is somewhere around here. And you are at the, of course, this red pinned. So you're going to be heading almost due north. Through the jungle. You do have a guide, Sam Mariga, who has been there before. Nels Nelson has not been there before, but he claims to speak all of the languages in the area. and to be good at traveling through the jungle. Sam also arranged for all of your supplies and pack animals. I believe that Victor went ahead and ordered a crate of dynamite.
2 crates.
2 crates now?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 crates of dynamite.
I was gonna tell him about the second one.
Any additional equipment that anybody wants to get before you head off into the jungle?
Trying to think of anything, and I think just my little shooter should be good enough.
I should
Why
have
do I
all the
still have
medical
a
supplies
shotgun?
that we needed.
You can
From,
delete
the
shotgun
small
if you don't
clinic.
carry it. Yeah, you got some medical supplies, so that could be very useful.
I think we already had someone get food and water for us. At least how much we're gonna need food when we're going out there.
That would be Sam, yep.
Were we having anybody help us with, like, were we hiring people or were we getting animals to help us move stuff?
I'm not sure if that was ever completely answered. You'll definitely need pack animals. Whether you want to hire porters as well is up to you.
Leave that up to the rest of you. How do we want to do this?
I'm of the opinion that the fewer people we have on this adventure, the better.
It's true. It's also possible that some of the porters might be innocent. Just in case.
Well, they won't be innocent for long around us.
Yeah, we tend to corrupt things we're around, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Almost like 2 of us work for the bad guy.
Yay, I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
Yet.
You do have a family legacy to uphold here.
Unless someone has to end that legacy.
Alright, so we had discussed before that not long after that you're pretty much going to set out after you got the blood because it's going to have a limited shelf life. There are preservatives in there. I assume you're also going to get some sort of case and put ice in it, which can be obtained in town. But
Yep.
then
Packing it with ice and sawdust.
then you will set out through the jungle. Not a whole lot to actually roleplay through that. It is hot and wet. It is extremely difficult. There aren't roads. You're hiking towards a mountain, which means that the terrain becomes ever more mountainous as you head in that direction. You're traveling through the Artbreeder forest. Occasionally there are footpaths, but this isn't a route that people take very often. So why don't we... Let's see what's a good roll. See how well you all do getting through this. Could be track. If anybody has a better suggestion.
Am I back to Victor?
It could be Victor again, yep.
Okay.
You have awoken from your delirium.
Yeah, I can do track.
Well, I think we're going to do a group roll.
Oh, okay.
I don't have much more than that. So.
What's the thing that we're doing?
I'm wondering if anybody has a suggestion you think would be better than track for marching through the jungle.
Survival.
Survival is a good one. Does anybody have survival?
No. Natural world, maybe, but I don't have very good natural world either.
I have natural world.
That'd be the better one for me.
Why don't we take a mechanic that isn't in this game? Have one person roll track, one person roll survival, and one person roll natural world. And we'll see how well all of those come out to determine. You're getting there. It's just a question of how long it takes you to get to the first village that Sam's leading you to. Track came out very well.
We did track.
James, you said natural world.
Natural world is my highest.
Okay.
I've got a 10 in that one, so if you want to do that,
I have a
go for it.
37.
I missed one.
Another option would maybe be navigate.
I can see navigate.
I missed Connor.
Do you have all these skills?
He has all of these skills.
Yes, it was a mistake for
Okay.
him to get injured.
Yep. Shouldn't have left him. Okay, well, I only have a 10 in navigate. Does Theodore have any better?
He
No.
has no navigate or survival. He has a 10.
Okay, so I'll roll navigate,
Okay.
and it's not gonna go well.
Where is survival?
So it's going to take you about a week.
We're gonna need new blood bags.
No, I'm not going to be that
Not if we
cruel.
don't open the box.
I mean,
Not if we
like,
don't open the box. We'll be fine.
Yeah. Coolers were that good back then.
I mean, if it is entirely packed with ice and sawdust, and then packed inside of another crate packed full of ice and sawdust.
This poor donkey. So you're walking through a tropical forest with giant cedars, olives, camphors, figs. There's bamboo as you get higher in altitude. There's undergrowth everywhere. It's extremely slow travel every time you're off of a footpath. You pretty much have to clear the way for your animals.
Alright.
Frequently, the mountain slopes are cool and wet. You get slippery from the mist and the fog and the rain. There are little streams that aren't always there, will spring up rapidly. You see antelopes and hogs and leopards, vultures.
Oh my.
I mean, at least if we're seeing the leopards, they're not hunting us.
That's possible. One day you even see a large mamba.
I should have took animal handling.
I don't think that quite fits Victor's character.
Yeah, but I want to pet the
Grab
mamba.
some water quick.
I'm blind.
I'm fixing it.
Why are you biting me? You're purring. Why are you biting me? I'm petting you. What do you want?
I assume you can all see now.
Yes.
Yes.
Eventually, you arrive. Sam is going to tell you that this is Ndovu village. He'll tell you Ndovu is Swahili for elephant. This is where his family lives that he was visiting. These are the people who told him about the massacre site.
Lovely.
You note that the huts here are built in the same manner as the one that Bandari lives in, although the roofs actually look nicer.
Like better maintained or better materials or
Better materials and possibly a better method of making them.
okay. Oh, so you're just attacking me now.
And he will tell you all. Sam will also tell you they live almost next door to the Bloody Tongue. If you mention why you're here, no one will have anything to do with you. They're very cautious and don't want to irritate their neighbors.
Fair.
So we immediately tell everybody that.
We're here to take care of their.
He also tells you he's pretty much going to have to be your translator, although Nils knows some Kikuyu as well.
Okay.
He and Sam might not have been getting along very well.
I've been keeping him busy, so those two don't get those two don't, have their
They don't butt heads too
spat.
much. Okay.
Yeah.
But he tells you that, we're out of the way. They don't see a whole lot of visitors. As long as you're polite, somebody like you will likely be allowed to sleep in somebody's hut tonight, so you're not in a tent. They'll treat you like guests as long as you behave yourself. You are not required to interact with anybody if you don't want to either.
The most I'll do is just figure out the current events that's happening around the area, what most people are talking about.
Yeah, if they need any help, I'll help them out for a little bit while we're still here.
Okay.
Just get a lay of the land.
Victor, I assume you're using Nels as your translator?
Yeah, regrettably.
Yeah. Roll a d6.
Oh no, I was away from the computer.
It's alright, I can just choose one.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, one of the men that you approach and you're just talking about current events, he'll mention there are a couple of elephants that were found yesterday. A couple of freshly killed elephants, a few hours east of the village. It's, there was something wrong with them. They were killed in a terrible manner. He's never seen anything that could tear an elephant to shreds this way. He says that
I'll have a
vultures and jackals are refusing to go near the bodies, and they have a horrible ooze pouring out of them.
Shoggoth foreshadowing from earlier? Question mark.
I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, I have a book about the Bloody Tongue. Is there any way I can try to figure out what kind of thing they summoned?
Yeah, I suppose you could make a mythos check and use the book as a reference, it would take you. This involves sitting down and spending time studying the book.
Yeah, I'll do it somewhere where I'm not gonna be seen.
Okay. So that's what you're gonna do for the rest of the day?
Yeah, yeah. Best to know thy enemy.
Alright. Okay, yeah. What book are you carrying to Africa's Dark Sects? Which has a mythos rating of 30, so you got a hard success on this one.
Yeah.
Hey Fluffy, I hope you know that when Victor inevitably goes completely insane, I'm looking forward to shooting him.
No, that's if you get the chance. It's hard to tell if he's gonna go insane. He already exit.
Oh, we'll be able to tell because the things he does will start making sense.
To you. And that's when you know you've all gone insane.
Yep.
That's the real danger. It's the real Cthulhu we found along the way. Insanity.
It's fine, I've got 6 bullets.
Remember to save the last one for yourself.
Don't want to end up like the guy in The Mist. Oh,
Yeah.
that movie. So, do I find anything out?
Yeah, it's... There doesn't seem to be a name for what would have done this, other than Servant of the Bloody Tongue.
Hmm. Does it depict any useful information about anything, its weaknesses or anything of the sort?
Oh, that's not a thing.
Damn, man could try.
Yeah.
Well, what is its strengths? Why would someone summon something like this? Does it give me anything like that?
There is besides what you've already found out, I think I'm going to have somebody else. No, I'll give you this as well from the same person. I think that makes more sense. There have been a lot of foreign travelers passing through this area. As in, Sam told you that they don't have a whole lot of, like, tourists here, but the people you're talking to are assuming that you're just more of the foreign travelers who have recently been passing through here, heading for the Mountain of the Black Wind. And they are very certain that the cult is working up to a large ritual that they expect to involve a whole lot of death.
The villagers?
The villagers expect that this is what's happening. They're
Hold
very
on.
concerned about this.
So they're concerned that they're going to be doing something to harm them, right?
Yes.
You're saying, okay, so I'm gonna relay this to someone who can actually talk to people, because we could always use some help, guys.
There is, both from the book and from talking to them, there is a sense that this cult summons monsters and uses them both to gather people to sacrifice and to just go out and kill people as a sacrifice. And so the fact that they summoned something that was able to do this to elephants is particularly concerning, but it just is more evidence leading to they're planning something big.
Yeah.
So, Birdie, you don't want to talk to their chief or someone? I feel like if we talk to them, we might be able to get some help. They clearly don't want them.
Birdie,
I don't know.
before you do this,
Yes.
remember the friend that Bandari gave you?
Ooh, yes, the
Oh,
little
that's
lizard.
right.
I would like somebody to make a natural world roll to see how well you've been gathering flies for.
Oh God.
I can do that.
Can I?
James, you've got
I-
37.
I got 50.
Ooh.
Do you
Is
want to
Victor
do
good
it,
at
Ben?
catching flies?
Listen, I have the dex for it. Oh my god.
That doesn't look like you had.
Uh-oh.
I don't think you had it, bud.
You know what? If I push the roll, can I grab a poisonous frog or something?
Why do you want a poisonous frog?
Because I'm trying to push the roll. I'm making it more dangerous.
Okay, but the weird little chameleon thing that is in the cage doesn't eat poisonous frogs.
I know. What I'm saying, I'm supposed to catch flies.
Right.
I'm introducing a danger to push it.
So if you fail again, you catch a poison frog.
Yeah,
A poison dart frog.
or something like that.
Okay. That's worse than I was gonna give you.
Hey, like
Don't-
I want to push it. I have the con. I'll be fine. Oh,
Not
Okay.
anymore.
damn,
apparently.
that's crazy.
Can you spend luck on a pushed roll?
No, you
No.
can't.
All right. Let's see.
Maybe we should be relying on James for this.
Let's see.
I'm trying here, guys. I'm trying.
No, I mean, is it actually fun if nothing ever goes wrong?
Yeah, it
May
just
I
means you
also
make-
roll natural world, because I highly doubt Birdie's not going to be trying to catch flies for this little critter.
Give me just a second here. Okay. All right. Give me a con roll, Victor.
Wow. You know what? I'll spend 1 to make it an extreme.
That's a good idea. That halves your damage from poisons.
So I'm running low on luck. I only got 20.
That's a bad idea.
I spend it as soon as I get it. Everyone else banks on it.
I make sure to always stay above 30.
All right. Let's do. Let's see. Are they more similar to rattlesnakes or cobras? Do you think?
If I'm being honest, probably cobras.
Do you think they're
If you
that
want to be
deadly?
nice,
All right.
yeah, you don't want to touch them.
Let's give you. So it's 4d10, but you got an extreme con roll, so you're gonna have the damage.
4d10.
4d10.
God damn. I got him played myself.
Yup.
Can you put that in? I can't seem
Yeah,
to
no
do it.
problem.
Also, apologies, y'all. I gotta run to the restroom.
Okay. so
12.
12. And you're going to have convulsions and partial respiratory failure. James, if you would like to, you can help him. You perform first aid here.
I would like to. I'm pretty sure I made sure we had some of the herbs and stuff in case that this kind of situation happened.
Yes, you did.
Before
just
I
glad I
have
made
my
sure I had it.
convulsions, can I put it in a jar?
No,
Damn.
of course not.
I want
This
it.
is a failed
I
roll.
wanted to. Listen.
So you can heal a D4 of that.
Cool.
And, he will make sure you don't bite off your tongue or anything.
Ah.
Alright. So you end up only taking 8 points of damage. Because of your ridiculous constitution.
I think that's a first that I actually got to see someone max out the recovery.
Just might be. Alright. So, unfortunately, you have not been able to feed your little friend, who is not what she seems. Or at least not very well, despite your best efforts. Is Bri away at the moment?
I believe so.
So, what are we... Who else wants to do something while you're here?
Say again?
Who else wants to do something while you're here?
I was talking about how I was gonna help out the villagers if they needed any help.
I mean, they're going about their normal lives. They do a bit of hunting in the morning. They've obviously got chickens wandering around the village. It's not like they're in poverty or anything.
I was talking about like if they're if any of them are like moving like jars or boxes or anything like that, I'd go and try and help them out.
Okay, so just like odd jobs and chores.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that seems like they'll be a little bit confused by it, but you seem to be a good-natured person, so by the end of the day they'll be like clapping you on the back as you walk by and everything.
Okay, what did I miss?
So Victor was poisoned. It did not kill him. You have not managed to feed who is not what she seems very well. She's not dying or anything, but just she hasn't gotten to eat many days. James wandered around and was just friendly and helpful to everybody, so the villagers kind of are clapping him on the back and grinning at him, and they like him. And what are you up to?
I think I probably am going to be trying to enlist a little bit of assistance with getting rid of the cult. I do not have the brain to actually like come up with words at the moment, but I'd like to try to charm them into
Do you want me to give
giving
you
us some
a
assistance.
rousing speech? I got one.
I don't think whatever. I don't think whatever.
That's your chameleon friend.
That's
oh, what a wonderful little guy!
that's more horrifying than I was expecting.
He's just a little guy.
Actually,
He's just a guy. What are you talking about?
She, thank you.
Oh, she. Oh, I'm so sorry.
But so somewhere along the lines of we've beaten things like this before, we're going to continue to try to beat them, and if whatever they're doing is really so bad, isn't it worth trying to stop it? I'm just trying to get folks to give us some sort of assistance, whether it's
You lay down
doing a
as cowards or
distraction
die as heroes.
or
All right. Yeah, they can tell you this. The mountain is filled with dark magic and monsters. Sometimes there's lightning that strikes the place. There are foul voices on the air, and their god lives at the summit of the mountain. So he tells you if you go there, you will die.
it might be surprising, but we've actually heard that a few times before, and we're still here. We fought their kind before, and we're still here.
He's kind of staring at you. He's listening to you.
We fought.
He's not trying to drive you off, but he's giving you the look of you don't understand what you're talking about.
We have fought flying serpents and beasts with many faces. And we are still here.
He tells you that when he was young, he saw the god of the bloody tongue himself. He says it stood on top of the mountain. It was 100 feet tall. He saw its head waving around in the lightning as it ate dozens of people trying to pass between its legs.
And you're still here.
Okay, it sounds like a persuade roll to me. He is not particularly amenable to your...
Can I try to assist?
How do you want to assist?
Awesome.
I'll look at Nils. Tell him I've stared at the face of their god and I made him blink.
This is a lie, though.
Depends if you. How do you see a lie? I mean, I honestly believe this.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, it might have been a natural thing, but you know, I feel like that line just goes hard, so I'm gonna go with it.
I mean, it doesn't have a face. It didn't have a face when we saw it a couple times.
Well, the two of you saw different gods.
I was really hoping to go for charm.
I think charm is a hard sell on this one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Victor, I think it's still probably fast talk. You could do persuade if you prefer.
Let's see.
Well, actually, yeah, I mean, we're not gonna have you both roll.
Okay.
So, I guess that can count as a bonus die.
Okay.
I think that makes the most sense here.
Not that it's gonna help me much.
Hey, I'm trying.
We'll see.
Well, dang. Okay.
It helped.
Barely.
All right. Yeah. So he's going to tell you.
Wait, your persuade is only a 10?
Yep. I rely more on charm than persuade, okay?
And you rolled a 10.
Makes
so
sense.
It works. You're going to see him kind of break out in a sweat as he makes a decision. To tell you that he will go with you. he'll tell you that if there's any chance that you can prevent his children from seeing the same things that he saw and from living in the same terror that he lives in, he will give his life for that.
Hopefully it won't come to that.
He does not look hopeful that that's true. So I will have the chief of this village go with you. It is possible, if you want, that a few of the other men will be convinced to go as well. You're not going to have an army with you, but you can have a few extra people.
That's good enough. I'll take a few extra people.
All I need is like 12 dudes to take over a country, right?
No, that's not true. They will tell you that there have been more than a dozen men, women, and children who have disappeared in the last few weeks because they have not searched for these people because they already know what happened to them. And he will warn you that it is not often that you get a whole lot of outsiders heading to the mountain.
Especially not outsiders who know what's on it.
So, whatever is going on is going to be a big thing that they've been planning for a while. And there are likely to be a lot of people there.
Alright.
You can spend a day or two here as well.
I would like to.
Do we want to spend that much time?
No.
Or do we want to try and get this done as fast as possible?
Preferably as fast as possible.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to rely on my luck.
I will, before we go, see if we can find some way to get the little friend fed. Because I'd like to get her fed, if only so that we cannot be accused of neglecting her.
So, the roll that we made there was to determine how good you are at feeding her. We had the person with the best skill in that roll.
Okay.
So it's not that
so that's just...
Yeah, she's not starving, but over the course of this journey, she has not been fed many days.
I don't like that. So she's probably not going to be too amenable to helping us.
Do you want to visit the corrupt ground where the Carlisle massacre took place? Or do you want to just avoid it?
You know, I think that's a question for Terry.
Where?
Oh.
Of course, you know your parents didn't actually die there. But...
Yep, we were told about it. I don't want to fully set foot in there or on it, but to have like an area where we can kind of see it,
okay,
wouldn't be a bad idea.
All right. So Sam has been there. As you're heading towards the Mountain of the Black Wind, he will take you along a large pass. A large mountain pass where you can see down on the north side of the pass. What he tells you, this used to be a mountain meadow of considerable beauty. But you can see now it is blackened as though somebody had seared it with a branding iron. You can see animal trails that loop around it. It looks like no animals head into that area. Nothing grows in it. Even at this distance, you can smell a foul odor hanging in the air.
All that for one event.
Should I
More of a
try?
reason, more of a reason to stop this ritual and God.
Do you want to try, Birdie?
Do the others want me to try?
Sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
What are you
Why'd you have
trying?
to say that?
Yeah, what are you
My
trying?
Okay.
psychometry.
To do
Please,
that, you're going to
no.
have to approach the area.
Please no.
No?
Which you can do. I'm not telling you you can't. It's just that so far you've avoided it.
I shouldn't then?
If the animals are avoiding it, there's a terrible smell. That land is
Desecrated.
yeah. Desecrated. I was gonna say cursed. It's not good.
You don't want to know what happened?
I do, but not at the cost of what happened with the chair in the throne room, basically, in Egypt.
Fair enough.
Rather not have that kind of situation play out again.
Understandable. All right. I will not approach.
Okay. It is another day west of the corrupt ground when you're approaching a dank conical mountain rising from the plain. As you approach the mountain, the forest thins and grass has taken hold, but on the slopes of the actual mountain there is a dark green forest. The sounds of birds and insects diminishes as you approach the mountain. And you can see that just above the plain, ashes and cinders have washed away and exposed a sheer rock face. You can see a trail, a narrow and steep trail, leading partway up.
Alright.
And I think that standing at the base of the Mountain of the Black Wind is a good place to break for the week.
Okay. We did the blood heist.
You did the blood
Yeah.
heist. Next week things are likely to go off the rails.
Next week things are likely going to be very bad.
I am curious though. Hey, how did other people get the blood? Like, I'm very curious about that. Like, 'cause
What
the
were
blood
other
heist-
people's?
Yeah, because the blood heist was the most obvious answer for me.
To be honest, I don't think this comes up at this point very often.
We don't usually have somebody who can apparently go back in time.
Yeah, there's a lot of adaptation that goes on in running an adventure this long. Things happen that nobody ever planned to happen, and so at this point you have a ritual that most players wouldn't have right now.
Oh, dang.
Whee! I was useful! I was good for something! Oh.
Also, I think a lot of people who play Call of Cthulhu are less conscientious about, do I want to spill the blood of an innocent or not?
What is innocence but degrees of guilt?
I mean, it was like when we first started back in Peru. We didn't go and, oh, hey, yeah, you seem like a crazy person. Oh, we're just gonna kill you right away.
Right.
But now you've seen enough of them.
Yeah, we just saw a crazy looking person and was like, okay, that's strange. Anyways, let's continue our expedition.
And we just chalked it off to, no, this guy's been doing drugs.
Ugh.
Should be a big one next week. I don't know for sure if we're going to wrap up this part of the adventure, but it is definitely going to get explosive.
Let's go.
Apparently, with 2 crates of dynamite.
Yeah, you got to decide what you want to do with 2 crates of dynamite.
That's my insurance policy in case there's an elder or like that god comes through.
So suicide mission.
Listen, I don't need you saying things out loud.
Okay, I'll just be thinking them really hard.
I'm going to take us off the air. Does anybody have anything they want to say?
No.
It's hot out there. There's sun. Sun deadly laser. Please put on sunscreen. Save your skin. Do not be like that.
You are not stronger than the sun.
You are not stronger than the sun. Also, punch a fascist.
I endorse that. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.